So, over the past few days, I've been exposed to a little bit of stupidity coming from a certain sector of the internet, as Cranium 99 has rebranded and has decided to start embarrassing himself. Instead of championing noncing, he's now decided to champion incel ideals, because I guess that's the next step up. I mean, that's where most of these guys end up going. And whilst that in of itself is whatever, like, you know, it's always going to be there, it did make me question something. So, I don't know how many people are aware of this, but when I worked in schools a couple of years back, hell, for about 8 years, we did counter-terrorism training as a regular updated thing where we were told what are the threats when it comes to radicalization, what to look out for when it comes to terroristic ideals, and how to act fast and stop the spread of radicalization amongst young people, or to spot people who might go postal one day. And if they do go postal, what do we do about it? And something that came to mind was that in the last 2, 3, 4 years at the most, they've added incel ideology to the list of things to look out for. Because a lot of people have gone postal after devouring huge amounts of incel ideals off the internet. And I have no objection against this. Incels are completely broken in the head, and somebody needs to knock some sense back into them. And the thing that kind of bothers me is the fact that as someone responsible for vulnerable individuals, you are told that this ideology is dangerous, it warps people's minds, it preys on them when they're feeling lonely and insecure, and it turns them into killers. Or at the very least, it turns them into horrible, spiteful little turds on the internet. But regardless, I find it really odd that in spite of the fact that the government, in the UK at least, has been cracking down on this shit for the past 5 years or so, sites like YouTube, who are meant to be on the cutting edge of any and all like social issues and moderation issues, are just letting it exist on their site completely unchallenged. It isn't a bannable offence to go on these embarrassing rants, which honestly I wouldn't even pretend to be ironically saying this, never mind making it as a serious point. Nor is it in any way bad to make videos spreading this stuff. It's not bad to create resources to put this stuff out there. Despite the fact that many people in government bodies have started to push counter training because they see it as a dangerous ideal. They see it as an ideal which does end up with people dead. It has happened more than a couple of times. You've got people like Elliot Rodger, for example, who these people actually look up to and actually put on a pedestal. And once again, YouTube just has its feet up, hands behind its head, just doesn't give a shit. And I do wonder just how long does it take for these social media giants to show an interest in the social issues that they not only create, but also keep going through their negligence for so long. Now, do I think that incel ideology should necessarily just be banned, community strike? Not necessarily against it. Admittedly, I'm not against the idea that it's on par with racism or whatever. You are hating women for the mere existence of the fact that they are women, and you are trying to advocate that their rights are lessened for the sake of your own. But my personal thing is that it would be crueler to do what Twitter does, community notes. I think honestly the best way to combat this shit is by just making it so every time one of these fuckwits uploads a shit video or a shit post, they have attached to it facts, information, the little tidbits that they refuse to bring up. I think that should be the way forward with this stuff, because when you try banning it, you create the impression of, oh, well, they're trying to censor us because we're right. If you just say your piece, and then whilst they're talking, there's evidence to say that everything that they're saying is bullshit floating around behind their head, it actually makes it a lot more harmful to their message. And it should, because their message is full of lies and just spite. There is nothing of value. I mean, these are people who have knowingly and systematically screwed up their own lives for the best part of 5 years, who then, after 5 years, make no effort to self-reflect on how they ended up in this completely messed up situation and go, it must be women, they're the problem. Yeah, the reason why no woman will go on a date with me isn't that my social media is the sussiest thing on the planet, and that I probably give off vibes that say that she's probably going to end up dead in a wheelie bin if she ever spends 5 minutes alone with me. No, that's not why. It's because women are unreasonable with what they'll date me over. They're unreasonable as to how attractive I need to be, despite the fact that we're not even ugly men. Because most incels that I've seen and met aren't particularly ugly. In fact, a lot of them are societally, as far as, conventional attractiveness goes, they're not even unattractive. And then you get people who are not attractive, but they aren't hideous. Uglier people have gotten further with less. So the idea that, oh yeah, women only want a stud like Jason Momoa is ridiculous. Most women know to settle. Yes, everyone has their ideal, but to be fair, so do you. You have your own ideal. The thing is that that incel ideology is complete crap, is that all these people rant about, oh, I'm a true incel, I don't have relationships, I hate relationships. But I guarantee that if a Swedish model who was 6 foot, blonde, and utterly, knee-droppingly beautiful came to their front door and said, I saw a picture of you online and I hunted you down because I want to be your wife and make sweet love to you every night and day for the rest of our lives, they'd never ever log on to their incel forums again. I guarantee every single one of these pricks would never even touch the ideals of incel ideology. It is just spite. It is just spite for a lack of female companionship, and they try to make it everybody else's problem. And at the end of the day, I just think that this hatred, which serves no purpose other than just to fuel negative thoughts at a point where people probably are feeling negative, is just allowed to spread like wildfire, and YouTube just provides wood. It makes no effort to stop it, it makes no effort to halt it, it makes no effort to even divert it. All it does is just let it all go out there and just hope that there aren't any lawsuits, as is their business model. So, to conclude, I honestly would like websites to start taking shit seriously, especially when government bodies and government and council departments across several countries around the world are already taking it seriously and have been taking it seriously for the best part of half a decade.